Hello, welcome back for a new GetCurrent highlights podcast recording. So we did our session, our GetCurrent session right today, based on all Ignite updates, but also Microsoft has done next to Ignite also a lot of enhancements on the different products. So my name is Frans Oudendorp, one of the solution architects at SecMinds and one of the presenters of GetCurrent. And I'm co-hosted by Peter Daalmans.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also, solutions architect at SecMinds. And yeah, we had quite a few updates. We have one of the slides is always saying we tried to keep it under 2 hours, but it was close. It was really close. I think a
It was,
couple of minutes, and
yeah,
yeah, we went by. No, I think we were close to 2 hours.
and when I look at the slides, I think we had almost 90 slides with, and there are a few overhead slides, but let's say 70, 75 updates on Entra, Intune, Windows 365, Windows, and the Defender stack. So
Yeah,
uh, there are a lot.
yeah, it's a lot of slides indeed. I think you had 19 slides on Entra with a lot of updates. It's not 19 updates. It's has a lot of updates. 28 Intune slides, 3 Windows slides with a lot of updates, 7 Windows 365 slides, and 18 Defender. So yeah,
Yeah.
full.
Luckily, it's November, almost end of the year, so probably Microsoft will also slow down a bit on the update side. So let's dive in a bit on one or two topics from the different products. So we touched on all the Ignite updates, and
Mhm. Yep.
if we look at Entra, there are a lot of enhancements around, of course, AI. So Microsoft announced within AI two big topics for SMB Copilot. The normal Copilot, M365 Copilot, can be purchased next to the business standard, the business premium licenses. So on top of that, you have Copilot for SMB for €21 a user a month. So that's probably big for the SMB space. We have now a security copilot as part of E5 licenses. How is that?
I think that's also a big one, right? Because Security Copilot was always seen as, oh, it's too expensive and you need to buy SCUs, and then it's like $4 per SCU per hour that you are running the SCUs, and basically 24/7, which is not always the case. But maybe more on that in a later edition. But now, with if you're a customer with M365 E5 licenses, you get SCUs for free. So basically, what I think the math is like 0.2 SCUs per licensed user per month or something
Is
like
it
that, right?
0.2? I think if you have 1,000 users, you get 400 SU.
Yeah, per month. Yeah,
Yeah, per month.
that's quite much, I think.
Quite a
If
lot.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, quite a lot. You can start playing with it and see what the use cases can be for your environment, for your company, or for your customers, which
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
yeah, which can
And
be really cool.
now looking at Entra specific, Microsoft has introduced Entra Agent ID. That is the combination of, let's say, agents that are created by Foundry or Copilot Studio. They are created in your environment, and with that, it's directly integrated into Entra. So you have an app registration, so you can make it part of conditional access, see the right permissions on that specific agent. So that integration is directly there. So they did a good job there. And I want to highlight one other update on Entra that's on global secure access. Microsoft is doing a lot of effort, putting a lot of effort in global secure access. And I was part of the private preview for intelligent local access. That's now in preview, a public preview. And with that, you can organize split tunneling for your resources. If you have on-prem resources and you're in the office, so the connection is done directly instead of going through the internet. That was from early days. So I think with that update, that's quite huge, and that's helpful for a lot of our customers, but also for a lot of organizations in the world. So a lot of Entra updates. Picked one or two. If you want to be part of GetCurrent, subscribe on getcurrent.cloud to have a trial and to see what kind of updates there are more in our GetCurrent session. Peter, what was the most important one for Intune, in your opinion?
And that's a hard one because there was so much going on, and I expected, to be honest, less updates around Intune. But one big one is, I think it's a combined one with Windows, is the new disaster recovery methodology they announced, that you are able to use WinRE on a remote device, manage it via Microsoft Intune, configure it, run scripts via Microsoft Intune, via the Windows recovery environment, and then basically rebuild the machine without the physical presence. And that's, I think, a really big step forward in the modern management story, because there was always a big gap in the story. For sure, when you come from a fully managed config manager environment with OS deployment and task sequences, which are taking care of all the steps you want to have configuring a device. And the recovery part also is a big one, I think. And looking forward to see what Microsoft will come up with in Q1 of next year, because there was an announcement. Not a big one, I think. It was around agents. They released a couple of agents, and one of them is, I think, as the most usable use case, is the change review agent, where you, for instance, have the option to enable multi-admin approval in your environment, and which basically means that if you, I don't know, want to deploy a script or want to wipe a device or deploy an application, that you always need to have an approval of a second admin, basically the 4 eyes principle. Is that if you want to do something disruptive, that you need to have a 4-eye, a second pair of eyes to make sure that you don't do bad things. And the change review agent is chiming in this process, because it allows the approver to assess a request by the agent and see if the request is legit, if it's not a vulnerable or a malicious attempt. For instance, I showed a demo during our session about a script that would format all the hard disks of all the managed devices. And of course, creating such a script via Copilot is already difficult, because Copilot is trained to not create a script like that, but because it was for a demo of Intune, it created something. So I added that to Intune, and then multi-admin approval was waiting for approval, and the the approver went to the change review agent, and the review agent already analyzed the script and told the basically the approver, say, oh, don't approve it because it's a malicious script. It will format the disks and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it will help the admins, which are maybe not I don't know, well trained in PowerShell or whatsoever, to analyze the script, to help them to assess the script and just reject the change,
Yeah.
which is, I think, a really good use case.
Really nice. Really nice. And from a Defender perspective, also only AI. There are a lot of agents coming in. When looking at agents, talking about the threat hunting agent, where you can help define queries, where an analyst can ask natural language questions, and then the threat hunting agent will deliver the correct KQL scripts, for example. We have the threat intelligence briefing agent that seamlessly integrates into the Defender portal. In just a few minutes, the agent generates tailored threat briefing that synthesize the latest insights from Microsoft Threat Intel and hundreds of global sources. And the last one is the threat detection agent, the dynamic threat detection agent, where it proactively hunts for false negatives and blind spots that traditional alerting might miss. So I think with AI, it's a bit more comprehensive to what security analysts are doing. And I want to, next to all the AI stuff, I want to mention one other thing, and that is the Teams protection capabilities within Defender for Office. That is on the roadmap, so we covered that already. It will be published in January. So the rollout starts early January 2026. But with that, you have the ability to, within Plan 1, to do some 0-hour auto purge to SAP malicious Teams message into the admin quarantine. And that is really helpful if we are looking into phishing within Teams. That is coming through more and more. The Defender for Office is doing his job actually on Teams as well, next to all the Exchange stuff that it's already doing there. So that basically one or two updates on Defender. What about Windows and Windows 365, Peter?
Yeah, Windows, I think the Windows recovery we already covered. For Windows 365, two things. Of course, Windows, it needs to be AI related also. No, joking. The Windows 365 AI components capabilities are released in public preview, Frontier public preview, and it allows you to basically use a cloud NPU to use the enhanced search, the analytic search, intelligent search is it's called, and click to do features of Windows 365 or Windows 11 in the cloud. So we had a short demo looking for food, and then non-descriptive images came up with a pizza and whatsoever. And if you look for a picture with text, then the picture was shown of with text, and then with click to do you can select that text, which is pretty awesome. The second one is basically a combined one. Windows 365 support for external identities, where we are able to configure a cloud PC, assign a cloud PC to external identity, a guest account.
Yep.
And then on the other side, we have the ability to use Entra ID,
Global
private
secure.
access, global secure access, also together with Windows 365 and external identities.
Yeah, and I think that one is really huge, because if you are using global secure access to give externals, partners, or people where you work with access to your on-prem resources based on private access, it was quite hard, because if you have installed global secure access on your laptop in your tenant, then it's quite hard to connect to another environment. And with this update, with the B2B permissions, so to say, you can now access within the same organization that you have global secure access, connect to a partner on-prem or Windows 365 resources. So that is really helpful. Yeah, absolutely. And with that, do we have other updates? Yeah, probably people need to look into GetCurrent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like we had 2 hours, almost close to 2 hours of updates this month. So it's hard to fit in 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, maybe as a present, we need to make sure that this one is available if you want to see this as a trial. So if you hear this podcast, reach out to us, refer to the podcast, and we may be able to get you onboarded to review this recording, because like every month, it can add value to your environment.
Absolutely. So thank you for listening to this episode of GetCurrent Highlights. Want to experience GetCurrent by yourself? We're offering a free trial. Peter just mentioned. Just visit getcurrent.cloud and start exploring GetCurrent today. So don't miss out on the latest insights and tools to keep you ahead. With that, until next time, thanks for listening.